is training camp week, and as of filming tomorrow, most veterans will be reporting to training camp, which means it's in full swing at that point. So in this video, we'll be talking about the major story heading into NFL Training Camp 2025. From felony charges to flashy contact lenses, training camp is now going to be in full swing. It's the one time a year where every single fan base, including the Saints, actually have hope. It's a place where rookies and undrafted free agents can make a name for themselves and make the team. So these are the most important stories going into training camp that you need to know. But before we get too much further, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit that little bell notification to get notified to all my videos here, especially now that training camp is starting and more news will be breaking. I will be making more videos here, so if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But let's get right into it. Starting with the Chiefs and Rashee Rice. Last offseason, Rashee Rice was injured in a car accident that injured 6 people in Dallas. Now, it was a question if the NFL would step in last season when this happened, but they ended up not and waiting for the legal process to play out. But this offseason, Rashee Rice, after having a terrible knee injury last season, ended up taking a plea deal where he will be on 5 years of probation and has to serve 30 days in jail. The 30 days does not have to be all in a row. He can take a couple days here, a couple days there. It just has to add up to 30 days within 5 years. But if he has any kind of slip up within those 5 years, he can be in prison longer. Rashee Rice is at Chiefs training camp, and the Chiefs are treating it that he is not going to be suspended. That is up to Roger in the league, obviously, so we'll see if the NFL does step in here. With a situation like this, it could be anywhere from 4 to 6 games, but the NFL could also do something like 2 games. We have no idea. It's a roulette wheel when it comes to Roger. It's worth noting, though, the Chiefs' wide receiver room is still already stacked. They still have Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown on the roster, so Rashee Rice playing is just going to be more weapons for Patrick Mahomes to throw to. If he is suspended for 6 games, though, I don't think that's really going to impact the Chiefs very much whatsoever. But because it is such a high-profile story, it is something to be watching to see when the league does step in and eventually suspend Rashee. We'll see what happens. It's not going to affect the Chiefs, though, let's be honest. It's probably going to be a Chiefs Super Bowl yet again. It's inevitable at this point. Sticking with the law, the Minnesota Vikings' Jordan Addison had a DUI back in 2024, but he ended up reaching a plea agreement where he would basically be on probation for the next 12 months, pay a $390 fine, and have to complete 2 online courses. Not a bad sentence if you ask me. Trust me, my mom's a DUI paralegal. It can get worse. Don't drink and drive, kids. With that said, like Rashee Rice, it is going to depend on if the NFL steps in to suspend him. Again, it could be anywhere from a 2 to 4 game suspension for something like this. I don't see it being much more than that. It could even be a game. So again, it's a roulette wheel with Roger. It could both be 6 games for both Rashee and Jordan. We have no idea. Having Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison with JJ McCarthy would be huge. So obviously the Vikings are hoping and praying that Addison is not suspended for a long period of time, but we're going to see what happens there. So it's, again, something to keep your eye on. Next up, we have Will Levis's season-ending injury. Complete shock out of Nashville today. It was announced that Will Levis would be having season-ending shoulder surgery on his throwing shoulder. This is going to end his 2025 season before it even begins. The Titans were saying with the #1 overall pick in Cam Ward and Will Levis, there was going to be a quarterback battle in camp. Obviously, it was Cam Ward's job. It was never going to be Will Levis's job. But with this injury, it solidifies that point. This is going to be Cam Ward's team. This now leaves Cam Ward's backups as Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle, so I wouldn't be too shocked if they try to bring some veteran in as well to get some more veteran presence who have, started a lot of games. Might be a little important. Somebody like maybe like a Ryan Tannehill who could reunite in Tennessee and help, walk Cam through his rookie season. I don't think that's a crazy idea. What's Ryan doing right now anyway? The Chargers in their drama with their 2nd round pick. Trey Harris was a main storyline coming into this situation. Basically what happened is the Texans took their first 2nd round pick in Jaden Higgins and gave him a fully guaranteed contract. This is now making all the other 2nd round picks want a fully guaranteed contract, especially Trey Harris, who's also a wide receiver. This was causing a bit of drama in the Chargers situation, but a deal did get done, so now it is going to be Quentin Johnson, Ladd McConkey, and Trey Harris catching balls from Justin Herbert. Herbert was also making headlines by wearing new contacts that the league has not approved yet to be worn in games. He's saying that it helps block some UV light and helps him see players better, so we'll see if the league actually approves it, but that is something interesting that I have, not thought about because I don't wear contacts, what that could do for quarterbacks who do have some vision issues. Will the league eventually allow this to become the new norm? So that's something I want to see if, they rule on it this year or wait till next year. We'll see. The Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders made a lot of improvements, especially in the offensive line, by getting Laramie Tunsil to block Jaden Daniels' blindside. Jaden Daniels was amazing last year. He had the best rookie season after CJ Stroud had the best rookie season the year before. He outdid CJ, hands down. There's no denying it. So the Commanders getting somebody of Laramie Tunsil's skill who can block for Jaden Daniels, that's going to be huge. But Commanders fans, just letting you know right now, the false start penalties will drive you nuts. They're going to happen.
5 penalties called against Laramie Tunsil.
A lot. But it's not all perfect in DC right now. Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels' best weapon, is also holding out because he wants a new contract. They have not made a lot of headway with this, and there's even been trade rumors that Terry may go somewhere else, which I don't think is actually going to happen. Personally, I think he likes DC. I think Jaden likes him there, so I think eventually that deal is going to get done, but they are playing hardball. For the first time in a very long time, Washington actually looks like threats, so for them to be playing, stupid games with this money, just pay the man his money. Just pay Terry, go into the season and see what you can do. Like, you almost made it to the Super Bowl, guys. Like, you are close. Just pay the man his money. Is this going to be a situation where it takes forever and Terry doesn't show up to camp and they lose some of that chemistry? Or are they going to get Terry in the building, sign a contract, and move on and get this season going right? Something to watch. Speaking of getting paid, Micah Parsons and the Cowboys are nowhere near a deal at all. I don't understand playing games with highly touted, skilled players like Micah. Micah could literally go to any other team. 31 other franchises would sign him immediately to whatever he's asking. I guarantee it. Could you imagine him on some of these teams? Like, imagine him on the Jets with their defense right now, on the Broncos, on the Texans. Like, he could go places and literally be a game wrecker. So why are you just pay the man. Pay the man his money.
Pay that man his money.
But the speculation is that Micah and the Cowboys will get a deal done here soon, and he may do a hold in, just, still attending meetings, doing things like that, just not practicing till he gets paid, which you got to respect the professionalism. But again, I don't get why Jerry's playing games. Dude, you're rich, just pay the man. Again, pay the man. Next up, we got the Buffalo Bills and Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is my favorite show. I look forward to it every single summer. And yes, I walk around my house singing the theme song because I'm just that excited about it. I love getting that behind the scenes look. But players and teams do not like it. They consider it a distraction. And this year, the Buffalo Bills will be the subject of this documentary. I'm kind of excited about it, though. I want to see Josh Allen from that perspective. I want to see his leadership in the locker room. I want to see how he handles certain things. But I also do want to see those players who are on the cusp of, getting cut. And it's the best way to watch actual training camp football with good cameras. Next up, we got the Bengals first round pick still not with the team. Shamar Stewart has not signed his rookie deal. He is the last first round rookie, I believe, who has not. I will fact check that. If I'm wrong, you'll see it right here.
That is correct.
With that said, it's not been a good situation. He has returned to Texas A&M and is posting that he is working out at Texas A&M. He's not coming to Cincinnati. The Bengals are obviously saying they want him here. It's dumb to be playing these games. Just let's go. And when you understand what the argument of Mike Brown is, I mean, you kind of get the point.
Well, if we get a player who gets involved in something like that or does something that is just unacceptable, guess what? I don't want to pay him. I really don't. If he's sitting in jail, I don't think I ought to be paying him.
Granted, I don't think you should be drafting somebody where you have the fear of that they may get arrested, but at the same time, being a Texans fan and looking at Deshaun Watson and what a model human being he was before allegations, I understand putting some clauses and wording in the contract where you don't have to be paid for that. But I also understand where... Actually, no, I don't. I don't understand where Stewart's coming from. I get where it's like, dude, I'm not a criminal. You have nothing to worry about. But at the same time, it's like, if you got nothing to worry about, just sign the damn contract. Like, okay, like, are you worried about getting arrested? That's a question I now have for you, sir. Like, are you doing stuff you shouldn't be? I mean, it raises a lot of questions. Could there be a more Bengal thing to do than draft a first round pick and him go back to the draft like Bo Jackson? That would be hilarious. Not to mention the Bengals are playing with Trey Hendrickson, and Trey Hendrickson is not expected to show up to camp. On the one hand, I understand what the Bengals are doing where they're like, hey, we want to protect ourselves and our money and our salary cap. Totally understand. Completely get that. Totally understand. Then what are you doing with Hendrickson? Hendrickson has been your guy. He has been your defensive anchor. Pay him. Pay him. I know you have to pay Joe, you have to pay Jamar, but Trey needs to be paid as well. You can't only have one good side of the ball. You need to have at least decent on both sides. Having your first round rookie sitting out and having your anchor of your franchise on the defensive side of the ball sitting out is not a recipe for success, dude. Like, come on. And to finish this, we're going to talk about a couple quarterback battles. Obviously, quarterback battles are always going to be the most interesting stories coming out of training camp because that is going to be the position that leads any team, and it is the most important position in the sport. This year, there are two main quarterback battles that everyone's focusing on. One is in Indianapolis, the other is obviously in Cleveland. In Indianapolis, you have Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson both vying for that QB1 job. And it was being said that Daniel Jones was actually looking pretty impressive. So that battle may be a little closer than everyone's thinking. And if Daniel Jones does start over Anthony Richardson, it raises a lot of questions about what they're going to do with Richardson. Do they trade him at that point? Do they try to, pull a Bryce Young with him and hope the benching gets his head right? I don't know. That's a big question. So watching Colts training camp is going to be very big, especially if you play fantasy with players like Michael Pittman or Jonathan Taylor. You want to see who that quarterback is, because if it's Anthony Richardson, Taylor's value goes down tremendously. But if it's Daniel Jones, I will take Jonathan Taylor all day because Daniel Jones can't run. The man can't run. I mean, he can run, but he trips over grass. That is an all-pro blade of grass right there. Then if we jump over to Cleveland, Cleveland's got a similar problem, but they did it to the damn selves. I'm sorry. So first they have Watson as their quarterback, and he got hurt last year. So he's not expected to play until October, I think they were saying, or maybe November. I think it was October. So Watson may be back by October. They have Joe Flacco, who led them to a playoff game. They traded for Kenny Pickett. They drafted Dylan Gabriel, and then they drafted Shedeur Sanders. Granted, OTAs hasn't revealed a lot because, again, I don't think they're really taking OTAs seriously. I think it's just more to loosen up their body, get, the ball rolling. So training camp is really going to determine what this quarterback battle looks like. So far, it looks like it has been a Shedeur Sanders type show with Dylan Gabriel sprinkling in sometimes. But once they get that full go of the ones, I'm curious to see who it is. I think it's going to be Joe Flacco to start the season, hands down, because he is the most experienced guy. He knows what it's like to play in the system. He knows all of that. Where Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, they're all adapting to the system. So Joe's already got a head up on that. Training camp is going to tell us all we need to know. So watching Stefanski and what he does is really going to tell a lot. But those are all the stories I could think of right now. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Did I miss any major ones here? Let me know if you agree, disagree, everything like that. Always have fun with you. I just want to thank every single one of you who's already subscribed. And if you think I've earned it today, please feel free to subscribe as well. Follow me on social media. You know what to do. And until the next one, have a good one.